viable as a motorsport when you come out and you see what goes on here.
Get over to his left, cross his weight. Steve, get away from the wall, cross his weight.
There's some instructions coming from Steve Page's throttle man aboard the Hurricane as we look at In Excess now. He's picked up some speed. Ted Severese has found some horsepower in Excess right now, and he's battling the number 69 Venus and giving a bead on the System 7 boat, which of course is our buddy Bobby Kaiser.
Bob Kaiser and Errol Lanier, and they are still trying to hold that boat in contention out there, and that's the black boat on the outside. You know, this is unusual at this point in the race to have three boats in the same class going side by side, and here comes How Sweet It Is. Boy, they are really putting the power to it. You know what's happened here, Jim? They found a little bit of smooth water. You'll notice the boats aren't flying quite as high right now. They're all taking advantage of it. They're all trying to find a little extra horsepower, and they're all trying to move into contention. This is really a tight race. Now, the Argentine boat is holding in second place overall in the Superboat competition. He is now in first place as far as the V-bottom boats in Superboat. Earlier this week, that boat had problems.
Been working 5 days like crazy on the boat. We sank Wednesday and nearly sank in the sense that we went on the island, but the fore engine was submerged and the four tanks was full of water. Still now, I'm very afraid that I will stop it by the water into the tanks. I didn't arrive. We have the sponge inside the foam, and the foam is full of water. So I will try to do my best, but maybe I have to stop because of the water and the fuel or something else. The boat is too new, honestly. We tested 1 hour on the lake, put in a plane and sent over here. It's going great in any case. You will see. I promise.
It is an amazing story. Here is the watermark on that boat. Now, you wonder, how did all that diesel fuel and all that get all over the boat? They have been working hard. You can see they had to tear the engines all the way down. Wait till you see what happened. This is from the other day. Watch it. The boat gets airborne, goes to its side. Look at that! How in the world that boat stayed up, Jim, I don't know. It looked like it was going to go over.
Whoa, that's an exciting ride, but he's back in action today. He's hoping to hold it all together, as Fabio told us. Slow motion, take a look. Rock and roll on the chime. The deep bottom boat gets up on the left spots in, almost goes over. It looks like he just tripped up on the skid fin, and that slapped him back down and prevented him from making a complete barrel roll.
Here's an idea of how these boats are made. This is the actual boat that is racing on the course for Argentina today as it's being removed from its mold. You know, this thing was put together so fast in about 60 days. They only had a chance, as Fabio said, to run it out on the lake for about an hour or so to get the feel of the boat. They brought it up here, and they're doing great with it right now. It's actually built in under 60 days. They are using diesel power. This is in Argentina, and this is Key West, Florida, where we'll return in just a moment.
The attrition rate, Dick, is starting to rise. Some of the boats are coming in and limping in. Some will have to be towed. Let's look at the attrition scoreboard.
Well, we have Jaws is out. As you can see, they've got their cockpits open, and they are coming in. Banana, the P-105, one of the boats from Puerto Rico. Anthony Izzo, who we were riding in the cockpit with earlier, you can see he's not racing anymore. Bob Guzzo, driver of Extractor, also coming in the modifieds. And the Italian entry, the Republic of Venice, Sergio Mion, is also out of it. However, Katana, the Japanese entry, is doing just fine. The throttleman from Miami, Florida, he talked with Jim Hendrick before the race.
I've always called him the veteran throttle man, and that's what he is. He is now throttling for the Japanese in this particular World Championship. What's it going to take to win today? Bobby Moore.
Well, I'm going to have to run harder than I did Wednesday. Steve Curtis really put a good whipping on us. I really didn't see him go out front, and he snuck away from me, but we'll see what happens. I know I'm going to have to run a lot harder than I did Wednesday.
Bobby Moore, the throttleman on the Japanese entry, Katana. That boat is having a very good ride. This boat also very good. You met Lisa Greger before when she was in the pool getting turned upside down at Patriot. There you can see she's battling Alan Steele aboard Restore, the P4. Lisa right now has command, but boy, she has really got to be aware of where Alan Steele is all the way around. Also, the P71 coming up, Richard Felsen in high risk.
Notice, Dick, he still rides with no canopy or no windshield. That's the way he likes to race, but he's serving notice to the boats Restore and Hurricane. That's all in crossbow.
He's going out meaning some big business. Let's get on board again with Harmsco Hurricane.
Whoa, that boat just hooked to the right. Hold on.
That's communication between the driver and the throttleman. They've got to be attuned to all the boats on the course. What sounds like the on and off of the engine is actually the boat flying across the water. Here's Alan Steele aboard Restore, the P4. Alan is a long-time driver who's really fought hard to keep this sport up in the forefront.
I'll tell you, I see for the first time camaraderie with all the racers, so I really believe it's a beginning of a new era in offshore powerboat racing.
It's an exciting thing to see because this is really what you want as a competitor. You want to take on these guys.
Absolutely. Even our pro stock fleet, we've got I think over 15 boats in pro stock, and I mean some of the best drivers in the world are here. I mean, what better field to race in than the best?
As we look at Alan Steele in competition right now, here's your leader in the Superboat, Stuart Ham in the recovery. They lead in the Superboat class now as we're getting near the end of this race.